we needed that. We made it very difficult for ourselves, but at the end of the day is a win, so we'll take that. I feel much better tonight that the team got over the line, so that's the most important thing. There's a lot of positives we can take out of this game, but there's also a lot of areas we need to improve on. Oh yeah. He's been playing for 10 years, so he's a very talented player, and obviously it's not his familiar position that he's used to, so something new to him. But yeah, I've always had faith in him, and obviously when the field's up, it does make it a little bit easier. But credit to the Dutch, they fought really hard and made it difficult for us.
Brendan, what was the approach during the chase? You guys didn't lose too many wickets, but at one point, the passing rate got about 10 till you hit those couple of boundaries. Yeah, definitely. What we felt was wickets in hand, chasing 140, quick outfields, pretty decent wicket to bat on. So if you got wickets in hand, you can always chase 10, 12, 13 and over at the end. So that was the key to why we got over the line. So hopefully we can continue that sort of form at the top of the order, and that should put us in good stead.
And how much does a last over finish take out of you? I mean, obviously you're happier today that you won as opposed to the last game, but what's it with Zimbabwe and last over finishes?
Well, we shouldn't have finished in the last over if we'd fielded properly. We probably leaked 15, 20 runs, and we should have restricted them to 120. But Tom Cooper obviously played really nicely. But yeah, we were really sloppy, and like I said, we make it a lot more difficult than it should have been. So I think tomorrow we need to regroup, have a good fielding session, and come back on Friday and try and get all three departments right. And if we do that, then we're going to be tough to beat.
Congratulations for a good win. You've batted very well, and even near close for a half century. So what do you think about this wicket? Is it a batting track or?
Yeah, I think so. It's a good batting wicket. I think if you bowl well, it's tough to score, like any wicket. But if you miss your areas, bowlers tend to find it very difficult. So, but generally, it's played really well, it generally does in Bangladesh. We expected it to spin a little bit more, but it hasn't done that. So you can't ask for more as a batter on these wickets.
Also, what is your thinking about this atmosphere and the crowd?
Well, it's no surprise, really. We understand that the Bangladeshi people love the game of cricket, so it's wonderful to see them here. And they've been very, very fair on who they're supporting, and they're just acknowledging good cricket. So that's good to see, and hopefully they'll keep turning up, which I'm sure they will. And
definitely disappointed. I guess you're right, we fought hard and we put them under pressure, and very disappointed in the last over to lose like that. 2020 can be pretty harsh, and I guess tonight it was a little bit harsh on us in that last over. Zimbabwe played reasonably well at the end, obviously. I think Brendan Taylor batted very nicely to sort of get them into a good position, and I guess very disappointed that we couldn't quite finish it. It's probably a big over. The 17th was a big over, but that's going to happen at some stage. Really happy with what we did after that. With the last 2 overs were fantastic, and we sort of fought all the way. 140 was below par. It was a below par score out there, and it was always going to be tough to defend. We had to have everything go our way, and we almost did, but not quite. So whilst disappointed, I'm also very proud of the fight from the guys with the ball and in the field. I think we outfielded them, and I think at times we also bowled extremely well to our plans.
You said 140 was below par. What was the thinking behind choosing to bat first, and could a more sedate approach have helped perhaps?
I think you never want to be 4 down in the first 6 overs, and that's what we were, and I have to take a bit of responsibility for that myself. In saying that, we've come here to play positive cricket, and we're not going to take a step back. So obviously you don't want to be 4 down after 6 overs, but after that we rebuilt okay. Some good batting. Tommy Cooper batted beautifully again. He sort of held us together, and I don't think, if you say like going a bit more conservatively at the start, yeah, okay, maybe, but I think our run rate was okay. We just lost too many wickets. We're not interested in coming here and getting 140, to be honest. I'd rather risk, I'd rather take a few risks that we're going to get 155 and because 155 is probably par out here. So, yeah, sort of 6 and 1/2 a dozen the other. Hindsight's a great thing. We don't want to be 4 down, but also don't want to just get 140 for 5. So have to go reasonably hard at the start, first 6 overs. Yesterday, in the first game we were 67 for none after 6. I think we went pretty hard there too, but possibly we could have reined it back, but we still had wickets to hand throughout the innings, having had good partnerships. So, yeah.
Peter, Tom is having a good tournament. In those 2 games, would you have wished for the other guys to have chipped in as well?
Yeah, I hope. It's obviously nice to have Tom coming in there. He's a good player. But the rest of us, have to take a bit more responsibility as well. And I guess the first game, the openers put on 67 for none and 6 overs, so that was other people sort of pretty good contribution, to be honest. But moving forward, today we really relied on Tom, I guess. It's not going to be able to do that every day, every game. So hopefully the rest of us can contribute a bit more the next game. Yeah, you do see that. You do need someone to be your anchor. I thought Brendan Taylor did very well for Zimbabwe in doing that today. He's a quality player with a lot of experience, and he just sort of held that chase together quite nicely. So Tom did that job for us, and I would hope for a bit more bit larger contributions from others. It's true, yeah.
Peter, did conditions change during the 2 innings? Was it easier to bat first, harder to defend?
I think it was pretty good for batting the whole time. Might not have been quite as good as the first wicket we played on. I think it held up a little bit more. I still think it was probably a 150, 151, probably 155, 160 par. But yeah, it held up a little bit. I didn't see the spinners get an awful lot of help all day. I just saw one ball from Mazakatsa which sort of popped up onto the glove, but other than that it was a good cricket pitch, and I think it remained a good cricket pitch. I'm not sure it got easier for batting or harder for batting. I just think it was pretty consistent. Yeah.